Spike.
Oh, hey there, Big Mac. I bet you're wondering what...
Sugar Bell.
Big Mac?
Discord.
Mrs. K.
Oh?
Plankton crabs.
Eugene!
Mommy? Mommy?
SpongeBob!
Hello everybody, welcome to At the Quick Screening. Yeah, seeing as how the last few reviews took a lot out of us, plus the series finale is airing in prime time on October 12th, we're gonna give a quick review of the Big Mac question so everyone is prepped and ready for the big one. Also, this episode is practically perfect, so you won't be seeing any complaining this time around.
Yep, we're nearing the end of the line, alright. And with today's episode being, like you said, near perfect, we don't have terribly too much to talk about. You know, other than this.
Actually, I was gonna say...
You know what? That works too. The point is, this mini story arc with Big Mac and Sugar Bell is something I didn't think I needed, but I just can't get enough of it. And it all wrapped up pretty much seamlessly. And over the course of only 3 episodes, too. Hard to say anything, the breakup breakdown, and now this. Sure, we don't get to see their relationship in other areas aside from main plot points like first crushes, breaking up, and then proposing, but I feel like they still formed a very nice cohesive arc. I mean, do I even need to say anything about how adorable these two ponies are together? Sweetie, we're already thinking the same thing. Literally the entire fandom is thinking the same thing.
Well, what really sells this episode is a mixture of 3 things. That would be the perfect blend of continuity nods, humor, and heart. It figures that Josh Haber and Mike Vogel tackle this story because they are the best writers when it comes to handling the show's lore and continuity, with very few exceptions. All the characters involved in the setup of the dual proposals played a role in either of the 2 prior Sugar Mac episodes. With the CMC, it was attempting to make up for their actions in Hard to Say Anything, and Discord, Spike, and Mrs. Cake all played a role in the breakup breakdown. All of them coming together for the scavenger hunts shows how close they are to the soon-to-be husband and wife, and want to help in their respective ways from baking to delivering the clues. As for the humor, Mike Vogel is co-writing this episode. It has laughs for days, from Granny Smith's Star Trek dream, to Sugar Bell's scavenger hunt being 1 word per pastry, to Discord being a fan of Steve Martin movies. And the hearts, well, just look at this scene.
Sugar Bell, will you?
No,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
On 3,
Sure. 1.
2.
Will you marry me? Yep.
Shall we?
Let's shall.
1 defibrillator.
Thanks, we needed that. Also, another plus to point out was that while yes, every character played a big role in bringing together Sugar Mac, they also each played a role in this episode's conflict. And what I mean by that is, each character had some form of fault to how the original proposal idea blew up in everyone's faces. They could have easily made everything Discord's fault. 'Cause, you know, it's Discord, he can do literally anything. But it was all a combination of everyone going above and beyond to make sure both proposals went perfectly, even when both sides didn't know about the other's plans. From Mrs. Cake stressing over so many desserts to make, Spike accidentally setting the treats ablaze, and even the CMC trying different methods to find Big Mac and give him Sugar Bell's invitation. Instead of one single factor, it was multiple, which made everything a bit more juicy. And at the end, Spike said it himself, sometimes the most romantic things are the simpler things. Not to say we're dissing on the more epically put-together proposals, but sometimes the simple and plain is just as effective in this case. I mean, it worked for Sunny Skies and Petunia Petals well enough.
With that said, the lucky number 23 strikes gold once again. At the time of this video, it is the best Tying of the Loose Ends episode we have had this season. And that's saying a lot when the arc is only 3 episodes and 3 seasons long. The humor was on point, the heart rose our blood pressure up to uncomfortable levels, as well as give us more cavities than that one bad pastry Mrs. Cake made. Heck, we even got another dual proposal with Lyra and Bonbon in the background to really hammer home the love bug's infection. There is no other rating to give my current favorite episode of the season other than a hooves up.
Yeah, most definitely a hooves up from me too. This was one of the most wholesome episodes in a really long time. Sure, it's your typical rom-com plot, but it was an entertaining rom-com plot. And honestly, my only nitpick was Spike and Big Mac kinda stupidly trusting Discord to do his job of leaving the apple clues in the proper places, cause, well, they should already know that Discord isn't one to follow directions to a T. But even so, if that's my only quote-unquote complaint, then that's small potatoes to what I consider an episode with nothing but big sacks of sugar. And with that said, it's time.
Oh boy, I can't believe it's finally come to this. We'll see you next time for the series finale, the ending of the end, and the last problem. Until then, I'm the voice of reason.
And I'm Thespio saying better bring some extra tissues, 'cause it all ends next week.